Today I'm doing a review of the micro channel Julian Sirkin, who does cooking videos. I wonder if Julian is his specialty. Now if anything here helps you, share it with your YouTube buddies. I really like the thumb's picture quality here, but if you take a look at bigger cooking channels, they have a close-up of their faces, closer than what's here. Or if it's just the food, it's from an artsy, low-angle shot. This makes the food look larger and more appealing. Much like this thumb of yours, but this odd circle around your text seems like an odd choice. Keep it if you want, but try to pose a question that the audience wants answered. Can children's food be this good? It might be a bit cliche these days, but this is a very important thing for getting people to click your video. And the more they click, the more that YouTube recommends. In his request for the review, he mentions, "I'm ordering sound pads, I think." But really, if you turn your mic sensitivity down, the echo goes away. But then it gets quiet, right? Then get the microphone closer to the face, like this lapel microphone. Now, a cheap lapel microphone like this, which is about $20, most phones that have a headphone jack, and a free audio recording app, that will suffice. This will also get rid of the background noises and hums. Do what I did. Get a cheap $5 Chinese lantern to soften your lights. Then in post, raise your blacks and desaturate a little. I edited in the free program DaVinci Resolve. It's not the best editor, but it's really powerful, especially for color grading. Changing the colors like this will make it look less dark and dank, which people associate with disgust. This might be problematic for a food channel. This can also be done in camera. Just search the internet and find out whether your camera is high enough quality to have a log function. But that might end up with your image being too flat, and then you'll have to bring it back with a little bit of extra contrast and saturation. But that is preferable. Oh dear, another long intro. If you must have these, try to keep them to a few seconds. 5 seconds at most. Because intros can lead to a drop in viewer retention. The one most important stat. You may want to drop the dirty skillet shot too. Yeesh.
Tomato soup and grilled.
Here you won't want the longer shot. It's never appealing unless it's super low and used to make somebody look powerful. If you need to put your tripod on something, then do so. Rule of thumb, you don't want people seeing the ceiling if possible, because this makes the space seem smaller. God, that was a tongue twister, because this space... Oh God. I really like this angle you've chosen here. As I always say, people like to see things that they don't see often, and people putting in effort, that's really not common. If you're feeling really brave, try making every shot a piece of art.
Bring to a boil, then reduce to a simmer and allow to cook for 15 to 20.
You can cheat, you know. Just get a low angle afterwards, put in some water, and film the pot with steam coming out. Now, I keep telling you specifically artsy, and that's on purpose. Looking good is really associated with tasting good. Think of it as garnish for the video.
And chili flakes. Bring to a boil, then reduce to a simmer and allow to cook for 15 to 20 minutes. Add a cup of...
You really do want to avoid low energy voices like this. Now, I really do get that having to go back and redo something for a video is very motivationally just draining, but that's what separates the wheat from the chaff.
Some of the best street food I've ever eaten was in Asia. Every one of those little markets.
Look at Gordon Ramsay. He takes it to the next level with making every sentence just a little sensual, never dropping in energy. But to be fair, he probably has a producer that'll probably make sure that nothing is left out. Producers are amazing. They will make everything better if they are trained. If you're ever in a position to be big enough to be able to hire some crew, cameraman, editor, sure. But if you have problems with the motivation, a producer. They are the be-all and end-all of making your life easier.
Add your roasted veggies to an appropriate sized pot, along with a tablespoon.
Once again, I love this, but desaturate and bring up those blacks.
So, if there's any kind of food you would like to see in it, let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.
This is problematic. What you've done is created a video that misses the climax, which should be the presentation, and most importantly, the reaction. The reaction is so important. How will people know whether this food is delicious unless you tell them? Most people won't be cooking what you show, but they want that experience. And to top this whole mess off, you make it look like the video is over. And that'll probably result in a lot of people clicking off your video. That will probably result in YouTube not recommending your video. The push in here is passable, but maybe don't zoom into the undesirable part of the screen, as that really draws the viewer's eye. You want them to look at the food, so zoom in on that. Oh, I'm writing the script as I'm going, and it goes to show how confusing that middle part was. I thought that this was yet another separate thing you were cooking. You may want to work on that.
The soup punches you in the mouth with the taste of roasted tomatoes.
Hearing a disembodied voice like this is very hard to engage with. The adage of show don't tell really comes into play here. People engage with faces. When you're imparting information, that's fine to do a voiceover. But you're trying to elicit emotion. And most emotion? It's in the face. This is very important. Watch any film, and any scene after the establishing shots, the camera will generally keep getting closer and closer to the actors' faces, directing the viewer's emotion. So in review, cooking videos are very popular. But if you want me to give you a good score, maybe you'll have to bribe me by sending me some in the mail. Your video really needs to flow more. Bring up those blacks, desaturate a little, play with it, figure out what works. In general, your artsy shots work really well, but consider getting a camera with a bigger sensor. Now, I've written an article that I've posted down below in the description that really will help you pick out a camera that's right for you, specifically designed to break down the jargon and tell you what's what. Maybe check that out. So, if this helped you, share it with your other YouTubing buddies. And remember, look and compare with what the professionals are doing.